Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Getting ready for the weekend, and we're moving right into the month of June. By the way, I'm meteorologist Mike Grogan. We're going to be talking about some of the big time changes that we've seen over the past month and a half or so. April, second coldest on record. May, the hottest. Here's the breakdown of our past month. It was not only the hottest, we blew out the record set back in 1962 by almost 1.5 degrees, and that is extremely significant for an average temperature over the course of a month. And you can see the years behind that, many of them coming more recently, as early as 2000, or as recently as 2012. That has now moved to number 3. All right, so that's what's been going on today. Yeah, the heat is on still. In fact, an excessive heat advisory in effect through 8 o'clock this evening. That includes the Tulsa area, and that is for a heat index 105 to 110. If you've stepped outside, there's no ifs or buts about it. It is downright humid, and the mugginess is, and all the recent moisture is contributing to the heat index climbing to 105 to 110 degrees this afternoon. So this afternoon, this is where our temperatures have been. We climbed from near 90 at noon to the low to mid 90s as the course of our afternoon has moved along. In fact, here at the 4 o'clock hour, 93 in Tulsa. Some upper level clouds moving through eastern Oklahoma. Some cumulus clouds also developing that direction, but nothing producing any sort of rain today. We are high and dry for the rest of our afternoon and evening. That is the good news. Temperatures, though, this is where it gets to be a little rough to be outdoors. 92 Broken Arrow, 93 Owasso. Let's factor in the moisture, and this is the real issue. The heat index climbing well above those normal temperatures. That's because our dew point is sitting in the mid 70s. That's in the miserable category for our muggy meter, and our heat index values climbing anywhere between 103 in Claremore. You see a 113 there in Sapulpa. That is dangerous heat, especially this early in the season when our bodies are not super acclimated to these kind of readings. So just take it easy outdoors through 8 o'clock when that heat advisory expires. The evening will be muggy, but a whole lot more tolerable in just a few hours from now. So looking at the evening forecast, we'll drop from 94 degrees at 6 o'clock to temperatures in the 80s by 8 o'clock and into the 10 o'clock hour. The heat index still in the 90s through 10 o'clock. It'll be muggy. The sunset tonight is long evening of daylight. Now overnight to the morning hours, we should be dry. Notice we have storms making a run at areas just to our northeast. Those storms are likely to be severe, moving through Kansas and Missouri, likely just to miss eastern Oklahoma, though there's a slight opportunity for a few of those showers to make it into far northeastern Oklahoma by morning. We'll start off your Saturday very muggy. Most areas around Green Country dipping into the 70s briefly, but Tulsa, I think in the heart of the city, we don't drop much below the 80-degree mark with a south wind and continue very muggy air. But tomorrow is a day of change. We've got a cold front that will be moving on through midday, and it might spark a few thunderstorms by afternoon and early evening. You see most of that still centered off just to our east, but we'll be watching out for some storm development in our easternmost counties in the afternoon, early evening hours. Tulsa will briefly make it into the mid to upper 90s, and then we'll start to see a falling temperature by late in the day. Speaking of which, let's talk rain chances briefly tomorrow morning. If you live north and east of Tulsa, don't be surprised if you see a brief shower, even a brief thunderstorm. And for the afternoon hours, that chance is higher over far eastern Oklahoma as the front slides through. The timing is not very good for most of Green Country to see any rainfall, but by late afternoon with the front position in southeastern Oklahoma, a few of those storms could bubble up, and 1 or 2 of those could actually be strong to locally severe, mainly near the Arkansas border. I think Tulsa, we miss out on most of the storm chances for the day ahead, but to the east, just be aware if you've got plans to be out at the lake or maybe out on the Illinois River floating, there could be a brief storm that you might have to seek shelter from, and then that will pass on by as time goes along. Still going to be a hot day tomorrow. Still one more day of triple-digit heat index values around the metro area, but then changes underway with the passage of that front. Temperatures get a whole lot more comfortable by Sunday and Monday. For the second half of the weekend, 80s for highs, about a 90-degree heat index at best, or at worst, I should say. And on Monday, they're still not so bad, but the heat is building back next week. And so we'll be talking more about that resuming heat as we move forward. So it's a steamy start to the month of June. We'll let you know how bad the heat returns coming up in that forecast tonight. It's cool down in sight, though, at least initially for the weekend. And we do have some of those storm chances. We'll break down those into further detail as our evening goes along. Travis will be along at 5 and 6 for that forecast. I'll be with you at 9 and 10 o'clock tonight to bring you that full 9-day forecast all the way into the following weekend. Hope you guys have a great afternoon and a great evening. Be sure to also click on over to newson6.com for more information, or download the News on 6 app, which you can text 6Connect to 79640 for all that information.